Alright, hello everyone, this is Crota giving you game 2. Wait, nope. This is game 1 in a, well, it's not even a series, I'm just highlighting this game. My apologies, wanted to give you guys game 2 between Moon and Ha Young, or Moon and Young. Unfortunately though, there was some issues with the replay and the map. And all I can tell you is that Moon 2-0'd. It was only a 6-minute game, but hopefully this will be very, very interesting for you guys anyways. We are now looking into a Night Elf versus Night Elf mirror match. WarChiefrich spawning on the top right-hand side of the map as the green Night Elf player. Meanwhile, on the bottom left, we have Nicker spawning as the blue Night Elf. It most likely will turn into a Demon Hunter versus Demon Hunter mirror match. But I am curious as to what exactly Nicker is doing here. He doesn't have an Ancient of War yet, which means he's not going to be doing Ancient of War creeping with an Archer. That does confuse me just a little bit. You can see that he did go for that Altar of Elders. Is he actually going to try to go for a Potom? Yes, he's going to go for a Potom. So it is Priestess of the Moon and Huntresses. This is a strategy that you don't normally see, and what we may see is that the Priestess of the Moon is going to try and get True Shot Aura. True Shot Aura with Huntresses early on is extremely powerful. Huntresses are very fast moving units with a lot of hit points and can generally take down archers relatively quickly. Now, the archers, however, do have the ability to focus fire, and what's heading off over there is that, are they going to build an Ancient of War over there? I don't believe so. There is a Wisp coming back around off over here, and this Wisp is still coming around here. We are looking at a Hunter's Hall and an Ancient of War now being constructed. Off over here, you can see that this Ancient of War is doing its job, tanking a lot of that damage, and just going to be sitting there. Meanwhile, there is a Wisp hiding off over here, not exactly sure what's going on with that, as the Ancient of War is attempting to take down this Null Overseer, and we'll have the Demon Hunter finish up everything in just a moment. Alright, Priestess of the Moon is out on the field. It doesn't look like it got True Shot Aura or Searing Arrows just quite yet. Owl Sentry, I believe, or yeah, the Owl ability, I believe, would be the strangest ability that this one Priestess of the Moon could try and go for, as there's really no reason to scout out the map all that much. I gotta say that I haven't seen a Priestess of the Moon in quite some time, so this does look rather strange to me. As you can see that the Priestess of the Moon is attempting to take down that one Wisp. It does get taken down with its own detonation, and the Priestess of the Moon, I believe I saw a Searing Arrow come out from it. So far, it looks as though we are going into Huntresses. Only one Ancient of War, though. And with only one Ancient of War, I am curious as to how many Huntresses can really be trained. This Priestess of the Moon now trying to back away. You can see one already jumped inside right there. You can see that the Searing Arrows are coming across. And now the Demon Hunter is coming in as well. There's a mana burn. And this one Priestess of the Moon hasn't really done that much damage, just trying to get off some shots, and oh, looks like it's going to take down a Moonwell. Oh my gosh, one more shot needed, and a beautiful cancellation by WarChiefrich to make sure he didn't lose that Moonwell, and starts that Moonwell once again. He did lose a little bit of that cancellation gold, but in the grand scheme of things, he did not really lose all that much. Dust of Appearance has been purchased. That Priestess of the Moon, very low on mana. And this is not looking good for Nicker. Nicker is normally a player that does surprisingly well with unorthodox strategies. I don't know if that is going to be the case this time around. Alright, you can see damage is being dealt to the Moonwell. Oh, let's go after that. One Archer there. No, we're going to see a Shadow Meld, as well as the Demon Hunter does have Dust of Appearance, but is waiting for more Archers to show up before focusing down this Huntress. He knows that this Huntress can get away extremely easily. Meanwhile, the Priestess of the Moon already back up to 450 hit points, but it doesn't look like this Priestess of the Moon strategy is working out all too well. Moonwells are being constructed. Priestess of the Moon now making its way off to the north. 21 to 31 range damage. Not quite the same as the 27 to 49 from that Demon Hunter. The Demon Hunter, a much more DPS machine. Higher DPS, better tank, But then again, it doesn't quite lead the army nearly as well. Circlet of Nobility now being placed down, as well as that Demon Hunter now heads off to the north. All right, we can see that the units are one wisp finally taken down, and after all of that effort and all of that work, all we saw was one wisp taken out, and that is not really that useful. You can see that the glaives are bouncing to the back there. Archer just barely regenerates those hit points right before the glaive hits him, and now this Huntress doing a great job pathing this Demon Hunter. Even though the Demon Hunter does have boots of speed, I believe the Demon Hunter will be able to catch up to that Huntress, but the Huntress does have a... Oh, what is this? Are we going to see another Shadow Meld? Yes, we are, as the Demon Hunter now trying to catch up. All right, Moonwell. Not Moonwell, Fountain of Health now coming in. You can see the damage is being dealt off over here. Demon Hunter does come inside, and we are going to see a mana burn off there. Oh, I believe the Demon Hunter was able to steal that with the mana burn. There is now Dust of Appearance, as the Priestess of the Moon is taking a bit of damage. Does he realize that he's revealed? That is the question. Nicker finally realizes that he needs to get away. Shadow melds again, and the Demon Hunter can still see this Priestess of the Moon. All right, that Demon Hunter still running around in circles. This Priestess of the Moon now trying to run away. We can see a Cold Arrow now coming in, and another mana burn onto that Naga Sea Witch. Demon Hunter trying to chase down the Naga Sea Witch now. Naga Sea Witch needs to slow down that Demon Hunter, but is not very successful. Perhaps, oh, beautiful pathing right there, preventing the Demon Hunter from catching up to that very, very vulnerable Naga Sea Witch. All right, Demon Hunter still coming back around. Yeah, this Demon Hunter versus 2 heroes and 3 units seems to be just absolutely winning. And that is the problem with the Demon Hunter. That Demon Hunter is just so strong and can evade, can mana burn, can shut down heroes. You can see the cold arrows and everything else, just not enough. Yes, the Demon Hunter does have a slight hero advantage, but I don't believe that most heroes could take on that 2v1 very easily. All right, what is this? WarChiefrich going for a Priestess of the Moon as well. And that is the first time in a long time that I've actually seen 2 Priestess or 2 Potums on the map at the same time. 2 Potums. And surprisingly, the Priestess of the Moon for the green team has more experience than the Priestess of the Moon for the blue team. Nicker trying to get higher up, and is it going to really work out? The Naga Sea Witch is using those cold arrows, and down it goes. All right, what item was that behind? Boots of Speed, and we are going to see a Troll Trapper now taken down as well. Ogre Warrior is all that is left. Meanwhile, the Priestess of the Moon here may try to get to level 2. A Demon Hunter may try to get to level 3. I believe they're both going to be... No, the Priestess of the Moon should get to level 2. Demon Hunter will be a little bit shy trying to get to 3, though, as we are looking at that Priestess of the Moon in the back there. So far, Tree of Life now being constructed. Priestess of the Moon, Naga Sea Witch now making their way over. And now there's the engagement. Scroll of Town Portal quickly coming online, and there down goes one of those Dryads there, finally giving True Shot Aura to the Priestess of the Moon, and we are now pretty much all tied up on hero levels, at least for the time being. That Demon Hunter will get to level 3 in just a second. The Naga Sea Witch now coming back around. You can see that the Priestess of the Moon perhaps need boots of speed of his own, or her own, in order to get back home. Ogre Magi off to the north here. Let's go ahead and engage. The Priestess of the Moon going to try and pull back all of these units at the shop and creep. And this is an important thing to note. If you are wondering why they pull those units so far back, it's so that when they get creep jacked like this, their backs are not exposed to the enemy army. Positioning is all very, very important here in Warcraft 3. And if your opponent can get a jump on you, that is just very problematic. Demon Hunter now sitting at 3, Priest of the Moon sitting at 2, so it's 3-2 versus a 2-2 respectively, green to blue. And still, Nicker is seemingly confused about what to do next. The Dryads are very helpful, but he's also going up against archers and dryads, so the dryads themselves are not going to be that successful against those archers, save for the amount of hit points that they have. Dryads do win out on that front just a little, or more than just a little bit, as we now see an engagement there. Naga Sea Witch getting mana burn. Priestess of the Moon now trying to engage. Here you go. There's the engagement. Nicker now trying to back off with a... Nope, not able to back off there. There's a shot there. You can see both sides just constantly... Staff of Preservation saving the Naga Sea Witch. Nope, not saving the Naga Sea Witch. Naga Sea Witch was there. Dryad gets taken down. What was taken down, or what was teleported away? Most likely another Dryad. But Nicker is still not looking altogether that successful. He does have this expansion off over here, but once this expansion goes, he's going to be behind in hero level. He is at Tree of Ages. Both sides are at Tree of Ages, but we are already going into higher animal ward or higher training for the other Dryads. 1-0 versus 1-0 right now. Are we getting the second tier of upgrades? No, we are not. Sitting at 50 over 70. All these Dryads and Archers will head back here to the Red Drake. Perhaps try and take it down. And once this creep camp is creeped out, no, what is this? A potential creep jack here. However, the Huntresses are actually caught on the bad side there. We could see a bit of an engagement. There you go. And now we are engaging Dryad. Staff of Preservation saving it. That Dryad does get taken down. Now we see level 3 Priestess of the Moon. Perhaps with level 2 Searing Arrow or level 2 True Shot Aura. Yes, level 2 True Shot Aura. And that is going to give a huge damage advantage to the Green Army. So far, that Green Army saving or just able to stick around for just a little bit longer here. You can see that both sides are continuing to fight. There goes a Dryad once more. The Blue Army now going to continue to push, and Nicker looking pretty actually no, look, after losing a couple of Huntresses, now looks to be in trouble here. All the units are running away, and however, Nicker is going to end up losing. No, doesn't lose the Naga Sea Witch. The Naga Sea Witch able to escape after using a potion of invulnerability, but that is not how he would like to use it, as we also see those Dryads with that slow poison causing so many problems. And wow, the Naga Sea Witch chokes up the own Priestess of the Moon, and now this Naga Sea Witch looks like it's going to get taken down. Nicker in a lot of trouble, and yes, it gets taken down right there. Alright, the strategy. Nicker does have that expansion up, but he's really, all he's done is just fed more experience to WarChiefrich. WarChiefrich, now sitting on 49 over 60, has a larger army compared to his opponent, and you got to remember that discrepancy is even larger if you consider the number of wisp that are out on the field. Nicker needs 5 more wisp to even get anything out of this gold mine. So it is really closer to 37 to 50 in terms of a supply difference. Once you consider that those wisp are really not doing all that much. Alright, so a 15 supply difference between these two armies, and now you're starting to see what superior numbers mean. As your losses, as you don't lose losses nearly as quickly as your opponent, you're able to just keep your units alive that much longer. Nicker's only advantage, this one expansion, but this expansion, it looks like it will get taken down here in just a moment. Oh, beautiful, beautiful Shadow Melt at the 2 hit point mark. That Huntress was near certain death, but was able to dodge it once he got down to 2 hit points and was able to Shadow Melt. So far, Dryad's now trying to get away. Demon Hunter is right there, and Nicker losing his Ancient of War and most likely this Tree of Life, his expansion. Priestess of the Moon now going to get to level 4, meaning level 2 Searing Arrow. I believe that's an extra 20 damage per attack. That does add up extremely quickly. You can see now just trying to Staff of Preservation all of the units, and this Dryad is going to be able to back off in time. It doesn't look like it. WarChiefrich, oh, is it going to back off? It is going to stay alive just ever so barely. Now heading back off to the north here. Perhaps it's going to try and rejuvenate some hit points, as the green team still in dominating momentous control of, or having momentum control at this game. And we all know what that means. For more replays, visit www.replays.net, as Nicker is about to lose. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed this game here on Secret Valley.